Folks, welcome back for another episode of Our Journeys. We begin the festivities off with Dano.npo, the Abominator. The Abominator. He's working with, I don't know why this accent is going well. Hey, kids! Alright, he's Crusader. Against 9 Mind Game R3, the Gate Crasher. Monk. I would guess support monk if I had to guess anything, just at this particular moment. Movement monk was the hotness last month, I think, and maybe the month before. Seeing more support monk these days, so we'll see. Dano, as I recall, the last few times we've witnessed him play, he's just really gotten some heavy RNG. Gotten bashed heavily by RNG, unfortunately.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. A little bummed on the alternate account. I cannot get this offered again. I did buy them. I think it was like $5, $4 or $5 to get the premium of the Alt-Art Firebrand and Raiding Party. But that's really the only way. Interesting to see what Mind Game does here. Why he wouldn't have traded with the 1/1 instead of and taken at least 1 point off the damage. I thought he maybe had a plan for getting rid of the Wily Kiva, but it does not seem he did so. But then again, this is not necessarily a control game. He's perhaps saying, okay, we're going to race. But then I think he would have just hit face with his Thieves Guild. So I'm not entirely sure what Mind Game and R3 is planning, but Dano pretty much has the straightforward strategy. And it's just poke you in the face. But he does have to be mindful about what Mind Game might be building up, because you do see drain in those colors, and if it does come down to a race and he's got the pilfers that progressively get bigger, your Daring Cut Purse, and I mean the Brawler doesn't really get a lot of love these days. You know, the 3-2, I might not have his name right, but the 3-2 becomes a 6-2 and whatever, but it's so easy to remove. He's a little hard to get behind.
Give no quarter.
This one can
And
be
your what do you call that? I mean, you got a lot of supports that could really can really do some damage. That's the thing. Monk is, I feel like it's just it can be a fiery ball of carnage, or it can be the coldest thing. It just depends when you draw it. If you have your who is that guy? Gosh darn it! I really need to get better at these names. Yeah, if you put the High Defender in that lane, you are looking to... Although, I'll tell you what, not gonna lie, I'm a little perplexed. If you're looking to race, you'd put him over there, because right now, no way to kill him. Now, we know Orc Clan Captain's there, but that's just, it's weird. If you're looking to race, you would want... Unless he's saying, hey, give me cards. I don't want to stop you from giving me cards. I need the cards. Which is a bold move. Gonna steal that guard, so it wouldn't have made a difference ultimately, but just interesting to see where his mind's at, or what his strategy is. And I to be honest, I would probably do that as well. I don't want my opponent to start me out of cards. I need those cards. Unfortunately for him, in order to get really anywhere in this, he is going to have to break one of Dano's runes and give him cards as well. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's playing... Wait, his friend's playing. All right, so in theory, this is a friendly. I mean, it is a ladder match, but this is a friend of his. Oh, defensive Bruma. Icky poo. Icky poo. That's another card that can really hose you over, and just like that, Mind Game went from being at a intense disadvantage to pretty much 8, 12, 13, 14. I mean, if he's got any reach whatsoever, a Gavel or Dawnbreaker or another Bruma, defensive Broomer, he's got the game well in hand. I mean, he can make these trades here and get Mind Game down to 8 for next turn. But he doesn't... Orc Clan Captain is waiting in the wings. He can... Can he get that lane? That's 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus 4 is 13. So right now he doesn't have it. And yeah, and he actually it would be one less because he would have to swing with at least one before crushing the put Orc Clan down there. Now that Valoran, though, somehow he snuck onto the board. I totally missed it. That just goes to show you what I'm focused on. I'm looking at all what's going on over here. Valoran now, a liability in many cases because it does deprive you of that precious card draw on Rune Break, but he is going to heal. And in a race like this, which this most decidedly is, make no mistake, as Mind Game R3, the Gate Crasher is trying to crush Dano's face, as Dano tries to crush his. Dano trying to escape the Lady's Grasp and escape into the tower, and Mind Game trying to make his way up to the tower to the goofy Atronach. Why anybody would want to go there, I don't know. And that seems like a very bizarre inclusion for a more or less aggro-y game, unless this deck isn't... Oh, no! Dano definitely needs another one of those Penitence agents at the moment. And he finds it! He finds the agent! What a pull!
For the Emperor.
I don't know. I'm not going to name the streamer. There was one streamer who was always down on Penitence. Even when he got his butt kicked by it, he hated it. Said it was worthless, was only good in certain situations, and admittedly, he is, but those situations are not as few and far between. Most people are playing with... Dano taking no chances here. Is he even gonna... Well, I'm sure he'll hit at least with the Penitence. So he's gonna break a rune here? He is. And that brings Mind Game down to 1 saving grace to get him out of this pickle that he's in. One way out, and even then, Dano does have a more of a wide board than a deep board. There's not one creature he's relying upon. Alright. Kills the Wily Kiva. And that might be enough reach. That's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's got it. He's got it, minus that Rune Break.
Done.
Oh, he didn't even need it. Just throw the gavel on the 4-3 and you're done. Bam! So in this friendly matchup against Mind Game R3, who played made a valiant effort with his monk, Dano prevails. Wilhelm in a bit of a tough spot. Well, we'll see. Looks like he has ways to possibly pull it out, but definitely... Okay, admittedly, I didn't see the Mummify there. If I did, I wouldn't have said he was in a tight spot. He is a bit down in terms of health, but he's got a healthy board. Numex does have a lot of cards, so the game's certainly not over by any stretch, and Wilhelm did manage to get a drain life at some point before we jumped in. He's got 2 conscriptions, so maybe I should have said Wilhelm is about to turn this thing around and kick some butt. But nothing is ever given in this game. Numex 88, Nirn's Doom could very well have, as I was about to say, a crap ton of reach and ways to close this out. And yeah, Wilhelm now back in the situation that I said earlier of in a rough spot, but he's got 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 21 damage he can do and get him up to 17. Never mind, 20... Wow, lots and lots. Yeah, he may be able to close it out right here. Oh, were it not for a prophecy. With no breakthrough, he is going to have to lose out on 3 damage. And he could still get close. Would he have had exact lethal? Yes, he would have had exact lethal. He's going to need to burn that drain life just to give himself that breathing room. He does so. And while he's not out of the woods yet, because as we saw, Numex does have quite a bit of reach. This is probably an expertise deck he's up against, so he's going to be able to throw a bunch of weapons down. And with at 12 Magicka, he may have more than enough to get the job done. That's 10. He needs 7 more with 8 Magicka. Not impossible. I can't think of a way to do it now. Okay, that seems to be reaching. Is that all he has? Okay, he's looking for an answer. He's looking to put something onto his...
We fight for the glory
Nope,
of
and it's done, and Wilhelm is going to take it. That still wouldn't have done it. Nicely done, Wilhelm. Way to close it out, sir. And this is a great opportunity as we are watching Brave Carrion friends, the Dovahkiin, mixing it up in the arena. Rank 5, the warrior, against a fellow warrior dweller, Leopoldino. Okay, the Mad. He's going to be even madder if he gets crushed here. But just a thank you to Brave, who I'm not sure where it's going to fall in the recording order, but who you will either have seen or will have seen a couple of her games with her commentary. Spicy games. One of them is a gateway game. I haven't watched it to see if she's won yet. I'm hoping, for the sake of all of us, that she did in fact win, that it is going to be an uplifting story. But as I've said many times before, there's a lot to learn and a lot to experience, even with a loss. It's not as fun for the player, but for those watching, as those who can attest, who watched my journey for the first 3 or 4 seasons. Oh, Wilhelm just casually, I'm completing some dailies. That's the deck I threw together to get my riches going. For me, that's a great day. That's a great win. For Wilhelm, it's just another Thursday. This is Thursday. I'm dating the video, but who cares? I mean, I'm not actually dating the video. We've seen each other. We're seeing each other dating the... Okay, you know what? I derailed, and I'm derailing myself again. Brave Carrion! Playing some cards. Dark Harvester. A lot of decks back in the day that used to run that organically in Constructed. I think Nixox actually ran that one quite a bit. Especially after the Necromancer came out, when you could resurrect those guys.
Get out of my
But I'm trying to remember, there was a way to summon them without him. I think it was you burn them. No, it was a cheap way. I don't think it was Fleeting Apparition. It was a way to get them on the board. Way to get it on the board without actually having to pay for it. Oh, as a prophecy. Duh, they're prophecies. So yeah, you'd want to get it as a prophecy, but that could be bad, and actually it is, as it gives Leopold enough to crush the guard. Fortunately, that buff does not stick, but it lasted just long enough to really give Leopold a chance. But the thing is, with how things are going, Brave isn't really too terribly concerned about Leopold's offense. It's what he can come up with on defense to slow her down and prevent her from closing out these last 15 points that are going to be really the point of concern. Oh, look at that! Didn't even notice! They got the same card back! How cool is that? You don't see that very often when you got that many card backs to choose from.
It is a fine day to fight.
Okay, well then I guess you're going to fight. And you fought. See, it's that kind of stuff she's got to be worried about. Is this... Yes. Okay, good card draw there. There, I gotta stop. Guard.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Protector of the Innocent. That's weird. I really feel like there's something wrong with the perspective on that. The fist is clenched. You really can't see my fist because I know that I'm cropping out most of my body, but you can see the fist is angled somewhat in towards the body, but the knife, the way the blade is, it looks like the knife itself is pointed. The blade is also pointed in, but if his fist is... Wait, hold on. No, it looks like the blade is pointed out. I don't know. It just looks weird. I think it's the way the hilt is. I'm not entirely sure. It just struck me as odd. Oh, and Leopoldino, also with the Protector of the Innocent. Card back. Definitely things are contested here, but Brave has whittled them down to 3, and it's going to be difficult, I think, for Leopold to deal with everything that's on the board. He's going to have to sacrifice the Protector of the Innocent to get rid of the beefy 5/3 that is threatening his face. Little Skelly at 1/1, not really going to be able to do much other than go, I'm a premium! And he is. Not one of the most spectacular premiums, really. But it's not an actual like core card. It's a spawn. And Gates of Madness. Leopold, as he was constructing his deck, decided to leave some of his fate up to the whims of RNG, and he is... Oh my goodness gracious. Has he just staved off death? He has, for yet a turn. Brave Carrion going to be able to close that mark down to 2 with her 1/5 kitty. Meow. And she has enough to play both Moonlight and card that I've only ever seen the AI play, but I'm sure it comes up a lot more in Arena if I were to play Arena. Not bad looking. It's yeah, Highland Lurcher. Or Lurker. I'm guessing it's Lurcher.
Look
but
alive, soldiers.
is that another? Okay, I thought that was a guard. No, but she is going to make a card in her hand to guard, I believe.
Meet your...
Isn't that what she does?
Get out of my way.
Give all friendly guards 1/2. Okay, so nope. And that's going to be game. Nice job, Brave Carrion. Well done.
This one thanks you.
And as is her custom, thanks her opponent for playing and closes it out.
Yippee! Tribunal. This seems highly unlikely to be a win against Tribunal with Drowned Crab, but we'll see. Maybe I'll get lucky. I think they've got the ring. Kind of annoying, so I'm 2 wins away from rank 4. But we shall see.
Bright moons light your path.
Hail, friends.
Maybe they'll assume that I'm running the toxic combination of, what's it called, Workshop and Titan, which I don't run, by the way. I don't like winning what I think to be a cheats mechanic. I always think it's a bit cowardly, Workshop Titan, and also, what's the other thing that you've got? Workshop Titan, haven't you really? That's, and the other cowardly one I think is Market.
For the Emperor.
They're probably looking to, what's the word? Oh, my memory's bad today. What's it called? That mass removal thing. That's a 6, isn't it? So let's think if they could do that next round, so let's make it difficult for them. Let's see if they ice storm. Okay, fair enough. That was funny, I'm not gonna lie.
Talking mud crab merchant. Read my lips. Mouth paws.
Oh dear, I don't really want them to get something good from that, but I think I'll rather take the body. Now, how do I try and... Yeah, I think I'll try and tempt them into a nice storm.
We of the rich adapt and survive.
Really? Okay. Yippee not. Okay, let's have a think about this.
For my kinsmen! Did I stutter or something?
Right. Looking promising, but I'm not quite sure what they think that's going to achieve.
At the ready.
Okay. Right, let's think about this.
For my kinsmen! Did I stutter or something?
Don't really want to roll salties yet. That's a bit of a pain in the arse, I'm not going to lie. So let's put them up to 6. They might then board wipe. I'll leave it, I think.
I strike like the Morgoth.
The tribunal will always count to the people's
Behold
aid.
the
tribunal's
Peanut! Of course. Can I please have a Verbalus Fabricant? Right, we'll see about that, matey. That's not going to survive, really. Get a life.
Did I stutter?
Let's see if that prompts an ice storm or not. They might think I've got the halls, mightn't they? Oh, for goodness sake, get a life. Really? That's a bit weird.
Oblivion. Arise!
What? How did that happen? Right, fair enough. It's going to be a loss, unfortunately.
Mud crab merchant. Read my lips. Mouth paws.
Oh, I'm kind of expecting an ice storm now.
Oh, Shakaje, bless your soul.
You're clearly not. Well, can you just do another one of those so I can have a room break, please? Thank you.
By the light of the three.
Okay, fair enough. Some science would be good around about now.
Did I stutter?
Can I please have a verminous fabricant? There's not much to ask for. There's 3 of them in the deck after all.
What secrets do you seek?
Yippee, not. All good. Thank you for that.
Close ranks, let nothing through.
By the light of the three.
Nicely done.
This one thanks you.
My fight is done.
Thank goodness for that. I've never been so happy to see that support turn up.
Fluffy Fries 99. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to use this video only because he's got such a commanding lead, but he is up against a dual workshop deck. And this game is certainly not over. He is running short on cards. Call a Dragon, though, certainly. Alright, so Joe was watching. She said whenever Joe watches, her luck changes. So that victory, in part, brought to you by Joe. So Brave and Joe together. Oh no! Oh no! What is Morgoth doing? Oh gosh! Ah. Morgoth has all the ugly things. 2 workshops and the poop stone. But Fluffy Fries 99, the Learned, sitting on a Call of Dragon, almost on curve, not too shabby. Lots of big dragons on the board. Apparently we missed some fun festivities. They got Odaving down way before his time. I'm guessing it was a double upgraded shout, a word wall upgraded shout. Yeah, that spawned the second tier shout and subsequently an Odaving. But boy, howdy, this, I don't know how he got that big. Let's see. Piston power. Okay. I still don't know how that... Fashion Police versus Rexen. Alright, we may join Brave Carrion after this. Not sure how long it's going to take. Does he have no dragon to summon? I don't see a dragon. I was flapping my gums and totally missed it. Don't know if he's summoning one or not.
Repel the Outlanders.
But Fluffy Fries 99, no stranger to playing the crazy stuffs, the fun stuffs, trying new things, mixing it up. Relatively new to the game too. Actually, I mean, I think within the past 6 months, if not less. And so, you know, brings that bright-eyed, bushy-tailed excitement to the game and is just eager to see what cards can do what and how. And what did we just see? He burned... Morgoth burns two workshops. Okay, for that. The Steam Constructor. Okay, so it did not get a... Oh, of course he gets guard in that lane. Hey, Poopstone, thank you so much for making this game... Oopie. And Fluffy Fries also burning a... Oh, more... And another guard. And now a guard in the shadow lane.
I'll try to draw their fire.
I mean, Morgoth is running low enough on cards that I don't think Fluffy Fries is going to suffer the fate of a loss to Poopstone's nefariousness. But all it takes is Morgoth getting a drain on one of his big bodies via Poopstone, and Fluffy Fries is gonna be looking at a possible concession. Right now, he's very fortunate. He's got those two guards down protecting his 10/10 Majestic Dragon. That's not its name. It's an Undying Dragon. I knew that, but I totally forgot somehow. And I guess as we're waiting... Oh, and wow, what a card to play that is. Now he no longer has protection. And down he goes. And Morgoth is going to be able to put down another guard. But he does have to worry about this lane as well. So... Fluffy Fries, good there. I'm gonna go ahead and say hello. Oh no, I always do that. I'm gonna say hello to Fluffy Fries.
Repel the Outlanders.
And we'll just see. It really is. It's interesting that the workshop got burned, but I think obviously Morgoth was at a place of desperation. Really needed to get whatever he could on the board. Really just leaning into that RNG factor. Some folks hate it, some folks recoil from it, and some folks embrace it. And Morgoth is one who embraces it, and he's in the Ugly Atronach. So what more can you say about it? If that rolls a drain... And that's probably game. I mean, Elusive Schemer could pull something.
Nice try.
There's Parth, and if I don't know if you just saw the text, but Fluffy just said, "Yeah, this is a crazy deck, can do crazy things." Unfortunately, I wish I'd drawn Parth. I wish I'd gotten Parth. So now he has Parth, but his opponent has Drain on a big body. I am amazing. Just kidding. I just know Poopstone, and I know what happens when you get in close games with Poopstone. And Poopstone typically rewards the people who choose to rely upon it heavily. There's a reason I hate it, with a passion of 1,000 suns. And it's because I've been burned many, many times. But I probably sound like an old beat-up record at this point. Lethal and... Oh, why can't Munus give you lethal and charge? Oh, it can. It's called Invade. Oh, no! Oh, things just got even uglier and hairier for Fluffy Fries. I mean, he's really in a rock and a hard place here. Drain Vitality. Oof. That does allow him to get to kill the guard. Okay, not too bad. I didn't realize how upgraded his shouts were. I guess he'd played versions of those before. Because I know Call Dragon will upgrade shouts in your hand. I don't think it just upgrades all your shouts in your deck. So he obviously had some stuff before. Drain on that too? Or guard? Okay. Well, I mean, this could be it. Well, no, because he's going to heal up to 12. But Fluffy Fries is managing to continue to push. Those shouts actually weren't the worst. I'm trying to think if one could have been better. Oh, not a guard. Okay. So Poop Zone might have... I think Poop Zone let him down. Yeah, the game's over. Good game, Fluffy Fries, 99. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Doran Spider. Yep, yeah. I mean, Morgoth delaying the inevitable. I mean, it's not necessarily inevitable. I mean, I never fault somebody for continuing to play through. You never know what you're going to draw. You never know what you could have, or what the poop zone will poop upon you. But it does seem like without a crazy card. Okay. It's marked for death, right? What does that do? When praying, Elytra damages chosen card, draw 2 cards. Okay. And that's gonna keep him alive for at least another turn. Goodness gracious. Well, a tenacious clinging to life by Morgoth, but he is now out of cards. He will be top decking his way, trying to keep... Oh, never mind. Wow! I didn't even see it. It didn't even look like it reached his hand. Well done, Fluffy Fries. That was so fast. And here we have Thiago wait, I never did. Ferreira. Anyway, I don't think I've ever settled on a correct pronunciation, but it's Thiago the Blacksmith. And this is great because he actually said, hey, you got to check out this Ebenhard deck of mine. Hey, Stendar's Hammer. What? So we are in for some shenanigans. We're kind of in the middle of the game already. Unfortunately, we were a little late to the party. We might try to catch him in a fresh game a little bit later on today. It was up against either Pele 761 or Peye 761, or neither of the two. Knowing my luck, it is neither of the two. Peye deciding he does not want to let Thiago pilfer for those 3 Magicka this turn. Doesn't really need it, though. What he is going to need... I can't remember. Stendar's Hammer, does give you breakthrough? No. That's the one catch, Stendar's Hammer. Doubles your power and health, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. But you cannot attack face directly. You have to attack a creature. So really, you need... Unless you just want to contest the board with it, you need... Whoa. You need breakthrough. And...
Prepare to die!
Thiago giving his opponent advance notice that he is about to perish. Neil and Mir are going to come down and clean up quite a bit of the board. Or actually, no, that's about all he can do. Okay.
Nicely
Gonna clean up some of the board. That's a 9-10. Again, unfortunately, Stendar's Hammer not gonna be of use here.
Steal from folks who ain't using it. That's the key.
Quicksilver crossbows. So looks like Pele was running a... I mean, obviously, we see the Hiss Grove, so it was clearly more of a ramp. Late game, we see the ping. Maybe he was doing a form of lethal... I don't even know. I mean, with endurance and strength, the lethal slay is a thing. It's still a viable thing. I just don't think I've really seen too much of that in Redguard. And obviously we see Lucien Lachance. Lucien Lachance with his Schwaaard, looking very dapper and very mischievous and very dark. I sound like a Nord. The one voice actor, they got to play every single Nord. What are you doing? I want to suck your blood. Poke! Nope, no poke. Just big buff spider, sanctuary pet, smack in the face. Well done, Thiago. Fluffy Fries 99. Oh my goodness gracious. What's with history? What's with all this going on?
Do better than that to
he's up against another opponent with the Poop Stone. Only this time, Fluffy Fries is on the back foot this time. Make no mistake. Lost a drain. Sir Josic. Anyway, had the removal needed to remove the threat that Fluffy Fries had. And hey, Lightning Bolts. Prophecy Lightning Bolts, not a bad card to have a bunch of free ones floating around in your deck. You could win single-handedly off of those. And if Thorana sticks, he's going to have some Piercing Javelins as well. Not really what he needs in order to close this game out, but...
Some tasks cannot be delegated. Succumb to me.
And some health gain that Sir Josic didn't really need. Sir Josic the Gravedigger. So... Greeting. Alright, Fire Breath. No, a Dragon Aspect against him for 2 health. Yeah. Not too shabby. It looks like, I guess he'd already played one because that Dragon Aspect its first shout is only 3/3. So, gained quite a bit of health on that. And now, looks like the game is turning in Fluffy Fry's favor. Again, too bad we didn't get to see the journey that led him to this point, but he is now neck and neck with his opponent. But his opponent has 4 cards in the Poop Stone. Anything can happen in the name of RNG. We'll see if Fluffy can overcome yet another crazy game. This is no reflection of the game or my excitement I find in it. Thorana gets silenced and sounds very uncharacteristic considering how gravelly and low her voice is when she, yes, murder. Considering that's her kind of her jam, that sounded like very young and girlish. Not at all crony and scary. I'm not sure. Oh, Sir did not expect to get charge. Which I don't know why, because that Poop Stone gives it to you a lot. There's another health gain for him, and removal of the 4/6 guard. Bam! And now Fluffy Fry is definitely in the driver's seat, and looking to really close this out. The Gravedigger really on his hind legs, gets rid of the 4/3. No more shackling for you, you creepy little disturbing creature. And with this big board, some pretty sizable medium bodies and one big one in Parthenax. It's going to take some crazy combo of cards and plays.
Size alone belies this.
With the whatchamacallit. There's the charge. Not going to do it for a little piddly 2/1. Kitties. Take that, Ward Crafter. Rally. Poopstone not giving Surge anything to work with.
My fight.
And his fight is done, and Fluffy Fries takes another one.
This episode sponsored by Protector of Riften, brought to you by Lollygagging Sweet Roll, the author of the last card we checked as well. We're diving in. Protector of Riften is a Nord, 4-cost willpower, 4/5, not bad stats. Guard, other friendly creatures are immune to lethal. Your opponent may not steal cards, creatures, or supports. So actually this kind of helps. This is kind of along the lines of the Mirak Cold Cultist. Meaning nothing can be stolen, which is fantastic, but it's broader than that. It's not only can Mirak not do his thing, but all those pesky thief cards that I actually referred to earlier today, or that I am going to refer to. I'm not sure where this is going to fit in, but I did bemoan the thief cards, not as broken cards or a broken mechanic, but just something that I don't particularly care for. I think you should build the deck you want to play with, not rely on yanking other people's stuff. That's just my personal thing. It's where I complement my background. But anyway, this card would prevent that. So it's not only a guard against people trying to hit your face, it's a guard against people trying to steal your stuffs, whether it's your cards on the board or whether it's your cards in your deck. So I actually I'm a big proponent of this card. I like it. Epic, I do think that is fitting. Protector of Riften, it is not a proper name from the lore, although we do know from the last one that Lollygagging does like including lore type things. I'm not sure. I think that is the Protector of Riften, but I think she has a name. She's like the Lioness of something or whatever. I can't really tell because different iterations have different markings, but I thought the tattoo, the big axe thing that I think you have to get for her, or you have to get back for her at some point, but she hangs out in Riften, and she talks like the Nord. Well, that's not how they talk, but that's what I'm... Anywho, it does fit in with Skyrim. Obviously, there's a screenshot from the game, or could be a screenshot from the game. But yeah, a guard, making them immune to lethal, we see very few cards. You've got the Hulking Scallon and the Black Dragon. I think those are really the only two that are immune without a ward to lethal. So having another one of those, not a bad idea at all. I think I will say this. I think it is well overstated for its cost. A 4 cost 4/5. I mean, the high defenders of 4 cost 3/6, and all it does is sit there. This is a card that can take on a lot of different cards, especially of the aggro persuasion, and live. And not only that, so I think 4/5 at 4 aren't really bad stats at all. I mean, they may not be the best, but I think they're really good. But the fact that makes immune to lethal and prevents the stealing. Now, granted, the stealing is a very limited thing. If you're not up against Marak, if you're not up a thief deck, which those are not incredibly prevalent right now, this card doesn't really have a lot of functionality. Lethal, you got a pretty good chance of running into lethal. We just saw different Ebonheart decks. Well, not really. We didn't see it in the Redoran, but you see a lot of decks running lethal in some form or another. So I think that's a very strong effect on its own. You tack on the Do Not Steal, which I think is great, but I think that makes this a 6 cost. I mean, I still 4/5 is still functional. It's still good, but I think with all those effects, 6 cost is probably more fair. I mean, you might be able to argue for 5. I think 4 is just too low. I think there are 4 cost 4/4s, and 4/5 is not bad. A 4 cost 4/5. There's one of those two. I think you've got the sword, the spell sword, the 4/5 in spell sword colors. Guard, who when he slays he heals for 2 or 3 or something. I don't know. It's been a little while, so that's not unprecedented. But that is a dual attribute card. So it narrows its scope of the decks it can be played in. And it didn't do anything else. I think at the very least this should be a 5. But I like the effects, I like the idea. Just a great way to bring in some immunities and some exceptions to the rule for a lot of rules that don't have exceptions. Being thieved from, stolen from, whether it's on the board or in hand or from the deck, currently there is no defense against that. So I'm all for the Protector of Riften. Big fan for this particular Nord. That's all I got to say. Thanks so much for taking a gander, and now back to the game.
We're jumping into a fresh Thiago game. I will say, I caught the last 2 plays of a game where he was really in a tough spot and was really 1 magic off. He had a beautiful, unstoppable rage that I got excited for before realizing he was 1 magic off of being able to use it, and unfortunately his opponent closed the game out. I only mentioned that to say I expect Thiago to win this game handily, just as a sense, just as I feel it. But I want you to know, he is immortal just like the rest of us. He builds great decks, he plays very well, but he just had sometimes the game is obviously not going your way, and then sometimes the game seems like it could be, but it just comes up short of really kind of giving you a fair shake, or what feels like a genuine fair shake. And that's what that last game seemed like. I only saw the last 60 seconds, the last 2 or 3 plays, but it just, the way those came together, it was like, yeah, you were in it, but oh my gosh, Gigalag's Incursion.
Thank you.
So, Thiago thanking Redguard guest for, if that's its real name, for the Magicka boost. Wait. Okay, maybe he was thanking it for something else because... Yeah, I probably missed it. Because he wouldn't apologize for, or wouldn't call playing a card that he meant to play a mistake. And I mean, he has to know that that's what it does.
I'll lead my family to glory.
He is in the Warrior after all, rank 5. He's climbed through the ranks. I don't know if he's been to the top before, if this is his first ascension. We know Thiago has been. But it is zealous climb to rank 5. I'm sure Redguard guest has become familiar. Oh, and the demonic Homer Simpson whiffs on taking an action, so Thiago knows at least 3 out of those 4 cards are not an action. But if he has my luck, that 4th card is in fact an action, a very incredible action. Soul Tear or Reanimate.
By the light of 2 moons you will pay.
And both, it seems to be a more or less, for all intents and purposes, a mirror-ish mashup, whatever. Either both of those words work. Okay, my mouth doesn't work, but both of those words do that I was trying to say. Difference is, Redguard obviously does not have strength. Means he's weak. He's a weak little guy. Shkivish Davimpi might come in from Cicero. Nope, okay. using the lane shift for card draw instead. We might see... he probably doesn't want Dark Seducer out yet, so he's going to just try to draw a little bit more. Elendrung, not a bad card to play. I mean, he does... I feel like in these decks, you got your opponent's going to be running at least a Shadowfen Priest or two. So supports are a liability. Alright, got a Raised Dead from his Blood Magic Lord. And that time, Demonic Homer does not whiff. And takes out a pretty decent action in Vicious Wimpy. So Cicero is really going to have to work. Oh, no, he's not. He's got the Quicksilver Crossbow. And another Squish the Wimpy. So fortune favors Thiago in the draw. Clinky hand, as he noted up front. But not looking too bad now. Dark Seducer, you typically want to play... I mean, I'm not saying that he's doing that the wrong way, but... For me, I like to let my opponent give me some cards first before I heal up. So it's a bit of a bummer. But she has a 7/7... presence on the board, so you can only hold on to it for so long. And I've been amazed by Thiago and his patience and just how he's... And he doesn't get the drain. He does not get the drain. I don't know if Redguard's going to break the rune or not. And he does. He's decided he's going to go on the offensive. Unfortunately for him, Thiago is going to get a ton of cards and wipe out most of Redguard's board. Poke, he says, give me a Quicksilver Crossbow. Cicero says, die, Demonic Homer. He screams, give me some more cards. And now he's facing off against a very tiny and sad little Gobbo. Fish Witch.
The forest.
Okay, never mind. Redguard managing with the few cards in hand to just have the answers needed, but not before Thiago gets some good card draw in. And apparently the Hist provides. Really did not know about the Hist and its providing capabilities, but I've been assured that's the case. Fork of Horpulation. Oh dear. If he does not have Squish, then we will most assuredly see Thiago pull out his crossbow. And maybe his fork. How does that work? If you put fork and Quicksilver, yeah, I think it still gets a slay, and I think it still counts. So he's going to get some ramp and some card draw. There's his Shadowfen. Is he gonna? Yeah, he can fork and Quicksilver. I mean, he's ramped up. He has got all the magic in the world. Redguard is almost assuredly going to lose this game. He does not put the fork on first. And I don't know that he's going to hit face just yet. He is not. And Redguard guessed wisely, understanding his fate is sealed. We're joining Thiago once again, partially because there's not a whole lot going on. Brave is trying to find some arena games, but unfortunately, the queue is empty. So, public service announcement, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Come on, people, get out to your arena. Get out there with your Schwaards and wreak havoc, wreak heck, because we've got people that want to climb and progress in the arena, and they can't do it unless you're there. I was going to say the stepping stones, but, that's not really fair to say. Obviously, I'm not presuming victory, but in theory, you want to play people that you can fight against. And if you're going to fight, you'd rather win than lose. That's just kind of the way it goes. But I know from my own personal experience that losing is half the battle, or sometimes it's...
We must press on.
All right. So Thiago has found looks like a relatively straight up action mage. Haven't seen those in a while. You half expect to see invade in mage. We call it in mage. I'm the funniest. Lots of great cards for the late game for Thiago. Not much to deal with that 5/4. He is going to take a bludgeoning on this play. And that 5/4 might get even bigger. He will be able to play Naryu or Naryu of Yen.
No, I'm
Let's see, AFF. Not sure what AFF stands for, but... Oh my goodness gracious. It probably means I'm screwed.
Rise, my servant.
I mean, Naryu would have been... These are the times that Naryu's she's a bit of a liability because she's going to come down and put guards in both lanes, which is great if you've got a good board, but if you're Thiago, right now you're just looking to get some stuff removed. His only saving grace at the moment is that Norbert,
Here it is.
the Duke of Mania, does not have a ton of cards in his hand, but he's got enough on turn 6 to keep the pressure on. As he casts into time, the little Sancpet buffs up to a 9/8. Thiago with the answer, and Mummify plays that immediately. That is a turning point in this game, I believe. I think from this point on, he is going to be able to stabilize. It's not a given, but I hope he does, because with World Eater's Eyrie, he definitely has
So little time.
and that in Naryu.
Prepare to die.
All right,
My claws are
Thiago lets out a cry of rage. Takes a hit. Not enough to play Blood Giant Magic Lord. He's going to play World Eater's Eyrie.
Let's see your
Nope.
fighting stance.
All right. That is most likely going to be the target. Oh, maybe that's what Thiago was saying. That was Norbert taking his Thornhist Mage, not Thornhist Mage, his Arcane Venom Tongue. And I can appreciate his frustration. That's one of the reasons I don't like Thief cards personally. Don't think they're broken necessarily. I just think I like to build the deck that I want to build. I don't want to have to rely on my opponent to give me good stuff. Although I would say that the Thief cards seem to be pretty good at pulling not crappy cards. And Norbert's going to go for another Thief. Yeah, that's definitely what is rankling Thiago.
Khajiit is
Not a fan of the thieving. It's like get your own cards. And the worst part is the better the better you built your deck, the most likely your opponent is to get, the more likely your opponent is to get really good cards when they pull them from you. So it's almost a punishment for having a good deck, unless you have really one of those very bizarre off-meta decks that
Should have been more worthy.
doesn't really run cards that are.
I have many important
That's gonna sting. Is he going right for face? He's not. That's interesting. Does he have a way to finish off? Obviously, he doesn't have finish off, but does he have a way to get? He does. He does. I mean, Thiago fortunately has that drain life. Does not have anything he can play Unstoppable Rage with. So we're
You must be cleansed.
probably gonna see. Wow, he is not playing Drain Life. I mean, he has Shackled and Kano, but I mean, another one of those Night to Remembers or a Dark Rebirth or several cards really could make that Encano still a force to be reckoned with. And everything is gonna get raged on the Unstoppable Persuasion. Thiago just has to hope that somehow Norbert, if he's gonna play another card, that he plays it in that Shadow Lane.
I have many important things.
I hate being right.
Khajiit is having a good night.
And
Should have
that's
been more
pretty
worthy.
much it. Elena's done enough. Well, I mean, Elena and Drain Life. He's gonna, yeah.
My arrows fly true.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. Yeah, but very reluctant. That's kind of a last-ditch effort because it does give Norbert some more cards. Luckily, I mean, Thiago does have a great Unstoppable Rage target with Elena. Is that her name? Elena Banach? Banach? Or Aina Banach, I guess, if you're going to roll those L's. That's not the right phrasing. If you're going to do something with those L's other than pronounce them as L's. Norbert, for the first time, pausing. We can only hope is a bit stumped as to what to do. Nope, removes another. Cannot. I mean, it's not a bad play. I'm sure he knows. I'm sure he is concerned about Unstoppable Rage. What befuddles me.
Elements.
Oh, and that's game. Boy, oh boy. I just don't know. I mean, like, I know sometimes when Unstoppable Rage is coming, and I can't do anything about it because I don't have a way to respond. But somehow Norbert has been able to clear every time. It wouldn't have mattered in this play. And Thiago just
It has been my
acknowledging his opponent. Well done. Hopefully his opponent can finish it with class.
you.
Not really.
Victor.
Or Empire. What is it? Is there a memo today or something? I mean, about 90% of my matches today are being against Empire. And this is my gateway game, so fingers crossed, because I think I've won every match against Empire so far. You're going to have to go, matey. Send me something low. Like a steam constructor, for example. Oh dear. Oh, I suppose he might be useful. Thank you, Garnag, for turning up. A little bit early, but still. Could I please have a 2-drop
Bright moons light
before
your
they
path.
start running away with their newer era shenanigans? Oh dear. One game. It'd be really nice if I could actually win my gateway game on the first try. Oh, look at that traitor there. Naughty, naughty. Really? Oh, great. That's going to have to be silenced, isn't it? What a pity, eh? That can carry on hitting face from that side, I don't mind particularly. Right.
The hist provides.
Yippee not! Right, we'll see about that, matey. Won't matter in a minute when I get Garnag out, but I'll keep him for a little bit longer. Old Salty's next, I think. Although they're probably going to have an Immolation Blast. Let's think. Maybe I should keep that and reset. Yippee! Not. Well, okay. In some respects, that's a good thing. I think it's too early to do that. Let's think. So they could potentially Dawn's Wrath. Let's. Oh, you traitor, aren't you? You're right git today. Come on, darlings, just please don't go off the boil now. I just want to get to 4. It's not much to ask. Oh, honey buns.
All right, men, on me.
Oh, yippee not.
Awaiting your
Do
command.
Let's have a think about this. Okay, let's have a think. I can do that, and I can hit. Good, okay. Right. Hang on. I'll put him over here so that we can get rid of Tullius.
Greetings from the large living dwarf.
Right. Hopefully I'll get a Verminous Fabricant in a minute so I can kill him. But I might be in a position to, let's think, so we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think I might Halls next round. That's my DM messaging me, by the way. He's come back to the game after quite a long break. Our Dungeon Master. Come on, you've got to kill Tullius. You know you want to. I'm going to get Garnag out next. Oh, great. Yippee, not. Well, I'm still going to go for...
At my age.
Got to admit that was very
Nicely done.
clever. Right, okay, that's very clever, I'm not going to lie.
Long live the Empire.
Really? Brilliant. Yippee, not. Let's have a think about this. I probably could go for... I'm going to just go for it. Let's see if that brings out a what's it? The Dawn's Wrath. I'm gonna go on Ag next round, just so they can't get their. They've probably got eyelid gits, haven't they? Let's face facts. Or Mirac or something. That's okay.
I won't fail in my duty.
How much have I got? I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, right, 8, that's okay. Three, 4, 5, 6,
By the
7, 8.
Lord, Mother, and Wizard, I see
Okay,
their strategy.
let's see how we go. Oh, for goodness sake. PP, not. Oh, can I have enough? All good, thank you. Let's think. That's 3. So just want to get to my gateway again. That's not much to ask for, and please don't have Serioni. I'll be so annoyed if you do. I mean, they could have a Swift Strike or something as well. I'm kind of hoping not. I should have gone out, shouldn't I? Come on, Verminous Fabricant, I need you.
Long live the Empire!
Orcs at the ready.
This one
The
thanks
blood
you.
price
Thank goodness for that.
by the first forge.
Yes, done it. Rank 4. I don't think I've had a loss today, actually. That's good. Thank you, my darlings.
We have Shake It Baby in the arena. Holy goodness. Shake It Baby NPO, rank number 5 in arena. Up against NRO Entertainment, all caps, big and bold, the strategist who is in the tower in the arena, which would look really good. And as we see, NRO has the top 10 card back, so definitely a good player, great player in his own right. But when you see number 5 legendary in arena, you just go tip your hat to Shake It Baby, the artiste. Shake It Baby already showing himself to be favored, as he's able to do what Brave was unable to do, and that's find a game in arena.
This one can be counted upon.
So looking forward to seeing what he does. We see Trebuchet in his hand, a nice premium Trebuchet. Crazy to see. Should be a lot of fun. I think arena's really well. No, I remember coming against an opponent who ran Trebuchet in a constructed deck. Oh, demonic kitty cat. Demonic possessed kitty cat. I really don't know why it has freaking red eyes. That is just scary as they look at they ramp up, just go bright red, and they fade back. It's like I'm cool. I'm a cool kitty, but I'm getting angrier and angrier, and now I'm coming for your children.
The North
Freaky,
must
right?
take back Skyrim.
Stormlook Battalion. Really the only big body that Shake It Baby has to play. The poor Trebuchet going down to the Vicious D, who viciously puts an end to it. Another Stormcloak Vanguard, not what we want to see here. Probably see the Stormcloak come out against the Daedric Titan. Or is he going to choose to use removal? Those are your only two options, Shake It Baby. You don't want to make me look bad. I'm calling it out. Cast into time, Stormcloak Battalion. Which one are you going to play? Those are your two options. Only 2 cards you've got. Pick one. It's not an easy call, I'll admit. And he's probably wondering which one of these to get rid of. This one dies easier to Stormcloak Battalion. In fact, Vicious D is too strong. How is he that strong? What has he got? He's been rallied upon. That is how that was done. By the rally card that NRO played earlier. So we could really be in for quite a brawl. Shake It Baby has drawn first blood, taking the first rune from NRO, but NRO seems to have stumped him a little bit with his board. I mean, that's 11 points of damage, and that's probably the big consideration. Probably doesn't want to play Cast into Time, but doesn't want to take 11 on this turn, go down to 19 right off the jump with whatever else NRO is going to play next turn. Either that or hopefully he's doing okay. I mean, he doesn't run out the clock typically, so I think he's either something has happened or... Okay, you know what, Jacob baby? I had one rule for you. One rule, and that was playing either of the two cards that I decreed you to play. Instead, you have chosen to play two cards that... What's going on over here? Okay. I just saw those things going in the background, like floating. I don't think I've seen those before. I've always seen the light. I thought that was the only effect going on, but there's, I guess, debris or... Like, I thought he was in a cave. Maybe he's in the woods? I think he's in a cave. But I also thought we'd either see Cast at a Time or Stormcloak Battalion, and neither one of those happened. So, poop on me. And there he is, going to fill the board. Probably spit out at least one more card, if not two. Jacob baby really with no great answers for what's going on here. I mean, he does his 4 rock toters, his full boulder holders could... Just saw what I did there. Can take out the Daedric Titan.
If they don't want trouble.
And I guess Cast in a Time is going to take care of this fella. Bruma Oppressor. Power to 1. So that might come into play here as well. The Cathay Rot into Bruma Oppressor. Bruma would take the Vicious D down to a 1/6. Much less scary. Could bring out a Sanctuary Raid, but really there's no card worth buffing that he has in play. All a bunch of 1s.
Someone steal your sweet roll again?
Okay, you know what, Jacob baby? I'm a little tired of this trend you have of not doing what I think you would do. This is why, though, Jacob baby is number 5 legendary on the arena, and I am probably 12th.
I only need one.
On my best day. And Vicious D takes a vicious downgrade. Still a respectable amount of damage on the board, but not nearly as dire as it was looking before. And Shake It still has his Cast into Time for a bigger threat coming down. NRO deciding to try to clean up the board a little bit before going face. Swifting Dragon. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. I mean, things aren't dire at the moment, but they're not fantastic. Looks like Shake It Baby's still gonna have to deal with 8 damage. Oh, use the Sanctuary Raid over there. Okay. Use that to clean up the lane. Okay, so now he only has to deal with 5. I mean, it's getting close, though. He's getting whittled down. NRO just continuing to push that damage. It's going to be really close. And no drain. Well, Tenazar gains health equal to its health. So, does he have a 5? I think he's got a 5. Well, he's got a Trebuchet for 4. Doesn't have... And that's a 6 cost, so that's pretty much all he could play. He's just going to heal for 4. He's going to take 7, 11, 12 next turn. So NRO with lethal on the board as it stands now. Who knows if he's got a Cliff Racer or Reach in his hand. I mean, Swiftwing is worth a Tenar Demonic Cat Kitty thing.
The Legion stands ready.
Okay, it chooses not to go that route either, so we might just see Cast into Time. Ah, I called it! But NRO just needs 3 damage to finish this off. And it looks like he may have it. Either that or he's going to build his board up with 9 Magicka, which he... Oh, nope. I feel like it's going to be a legendary. I don't know. No? Okay, he's just pushing that damage. And cleaning up the board. So that's... Bruma into Tanar. He still didn't get a 5. Nope, 4 looks like is going to be the most he's going to be able to get. So he heals for 4, 5. Nope. And that would be 8. And his opponent had 8 exactly. So the best he could have done was heal for 8. Brave is currently running a system now. I believe she's in casual. We saw her mixing it up in casual because, again, she couldn't find an arena game. And she's going through her old deck, going through the library of her old decks, and she's giving them 3 chances, 3 games. If they lose 2, the decks get axed, and she moves on.
will protect the Emperor or die trying.
As fickle as this game is, that may not... Oh, wait a minute. What am I seeing here? Thiago! Thiago, what are you doing, man? What are you doing with the poop stone? Why is the poop stone in your deck? Why is that there? I don't understand. I know you came across it a couple times, and I know things didn't pan out necessarily against them, but you don't resort to those tactics. You're better than that. When you use poop stone, you know better than they are. Eisen Spiegel? The fire starter? I feel like I know that name. No, I know Eisen Faust. Kevin Eisen Faust, and I know Eisen something else, but I don't think Eisen Spiegel is somebody I know. But Thiago is running. We're going to ignore the poop stone. I might try to edit that out. I mean, if I had more time, I probably would. Just pretend it's not there at all. But, of course, we know the truth. That it's there. Very fortunately, he does have the amulet down. He's playing Empire. Lots of familiar faces. There, Grey Fox, Faded Wraith, Telesis Conscription, Fresh Start, Shadowfen. Lots and lots of familiar faces on this particular one. Giant Bat, nice pickup for someone in need of drain.
This should help.
I was going to say, yeah, the 2-3 because that is building up extra damage. Okay. Giant Bat hits, gives Eisen Spiegel something he needs to target and remove, otherwise that bat is going to continue to drain and chooses to play instead Call Dragon. And he gets the drain that he doesn't need. It will be cast into time almost immediately. I am almost certain. I am nearly positive. All these words mean the exact same thing. There goes Dragon. There goes Bat.
Soldiers, form up.
Thiago desperately trying to turn that corner, get to his place where he's safe, where he's free from the bludgeoning. Pretty much there now. Eisen Spiegel only with a piddly little 2-3 on the board at the moment. Now with a 5-5. No immediate answer from Thiago on that just yet. The Mechanical Heart. So Eisen Spiegel, tons of healing, tons of ways to preserve himself. None of it needed at the moment, but could come into a factor later on. Necromancer's Amulet could be GG. One of them you can whittle down if you have a bold enough assault. 2 of them, very difficult to make your way through. And Thiago, not one to sit on his laurels, especially now that he's gotten a drain for a good chunk. We'll see what Eisen Spiegel does here. Okay, if he did not have that, I mean, the Black Dragon would ensure that he never had to worry about a charging 2-2 drain for the rest of the game. But why do that when you've got 2 Call Dragons in your hand? Okay, not too bad for Thiago. Could have been worse. He is going to drain for 4 here, but unfortunately not going to be enough to slay the Skeletal Dragon in that field lane. And he has no way to address right now the Black Dragon in the lane. So he's got a Skeletal Dragon, which is actually a dragon. And then he's got a Black Dragon, which is not an actual Black Dragon. And this right here, if nothing else, that should be GG from Eisen Spiegel. I mean, he's still got enough cards. Like I said, when I say should be, it's how do I put this? I'm not saying that he should. I would, I guess. If my opponent plays Conscription, and I've been the aggressor. Now he does have a lot of cards. He's got a lot of cards to play. I'll give him that. But when I've been the aggressor, and my opponent has 2 amulets and Conscription, it's pretty much over from what I can see. We'll see how it plays out, though. I'm not saying that's the right way to play the game. That's just kind of how I do. That said, I would like to say just kind of not a public service announcement necessarily, but just kind of as a just a thing to keep a note. You know, at the end of the videos, and I've said this before, but I feel it's worth refreshing again. You all say keep playing. That's because I want to encourage you to keep playing, to keep persevering and pushing through. But I've actually, today, 3 games. I mean, one of them was a full game, 2 of them were half games, that I'm not going to show because one of them I was requested not to show. I'm like, okay, that's fine, and understandable. It was a game that I would include because it was there, but I had no qualms whatsoever not showing it because it really was a rough game from the beginning. It wasn't like a great back and forth. It was kind of one-sided. And then 2 games that I am not going to be able to use because we got about halfway, 3/4 of the way through them, and our friend, our guide on the journey, conceded. And they were not on the brink of losing, but they were up against Control. And if anybody remembers me going through my Can't Stand Telvanni stage, you know that I am very well aware of what that feels like. And I don't say that as poop on them. What I'm saying is, there comes a time where for most people there's a breaking point. There's a point where you've just had enough of seeing certain cards, certain decks. You're just not in the mood to put up with it. You don't want to go through that whole thing. The 2 that were conceded on, I didn't see it coming, but I understand when they did it. So when they conceded, I was a little bummed, obviously, because, and now we are going to see the mechanical card come into play here. I don't think Thiago really has to worry about that, but it has swiftly become relevant. Whereas not too long ago, it's really hard to believe. At one point, Thiago was down to 10 health, and Eisen Spiegel was pushing some serious, was continuing his assault, and Thiago was able to turn around, due in no small part to those amulets. Those little skulls sitting on a book, going, shut see. Fire Dragon, Wildfire Dragon. Great name, great art.
I'll send them all to oblivion.
He said poop. Oh, because it got guard. And ward, yeah. So that is a bit of a tough call. So the game's going to go on a little bit longer than Thiago is perhaps thinking at this particular point. Well, like I said earlier, he is definitely not one to sit back. Even when he's playing a control deck, he does not just sit back and wait for the game to come to him. As soon as he sees an opportunity, even a somewhat viable opportunity to start pushing damage, he's able to do that. Edict of Azura, exactly what it needed. Oh yeah, no, jeez. Well, I was thinking he was going to remove the Wildfire Dragon, but instead takes away his opponent's refuge, heals for a bazillion thousand points, really in the driver's seat. Redguard could forestall it a little bit. Dawn's Wrath, not going to do it. Alduin also will do it. Yeah, that's a thing. That is definitely a thing. And Thiago sitting at 69 health. Feel free to laugh for those who find that amusing. I do not find it amusing. I am far too mature to snicker at such a thing. You know, I will admit though. Wow. Blast Rune Prophecy. Okay, I've decided not to admit anything. I'm just going to say, yeah, so that said, I didn't say that. I wouldn't mention anybody's names because I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm just saying that there are going to be times in this game, any game really, but in this game,
You cannot hope to
that's a good pull, but not enough. Thiago says, oh, and he messed up his 69 score. Eisen Spiegel was prepared to die and just made it happen. And that's going to do it for today. Thank you so much to Brave Carrion friends for the 2 games with commentary. Great to have another voice in the arena, in the arena of play, and just to be able to see and hear from another perspective. So thank you so much for that. And as I was saying, just to wrap up what I was saying before, it happens to all of us. Even the most stalwart players, even some of the best players, some of the top tier players who frequent Legendary, they can still kind of reach their limit. They can still get frustrated, and it's okay to do that. You just say, you know what, this game, I'm conceding, I'm done, I don't want to play. Or you have a bad game and you go, you know what, I don't want to have to relive that nonsense. It's totally understandable. As you know, I've been there. I've shifted mostly to commentary at this particular time. I still play here and there, but not really a whole lot. I'm resting. I'm enjoying watching and hopefully you all are enjoying watching as well, and so you're not really missing my particular game play. I mean, I know that's it was mediocre at best, but so I don't think it's really going to be missed. But there's a reason why I am not playing as much. To be fair, if I was better at the game, I would be more inclined to play it at this particular time in my this phase of my life. But if I was better at it, I would also be more inclined to believe that people wanted to see that. I don't think, in other words, I don't think I'm depriving you all of anything awesome by me not playing it and showcasing other people's games. And hopefully that is the case, because I'm at a point where I'm just, climbing, just not about there. So that's me. Obviously you all have known that for a while, but there are other players as well. Like I said, not naming names, not important, but they are players that I hold in high esteem, all of them. And yeah, just weren't feeling it really. And I can understand that. And just so you all know, if you're at that point, just know that's normal. Step back, play against the AI. You can always beat up on the AI. It's a lot of fun. Get some gems, build your collection, and then you watch a few videos. It don't have to be mine, but just some other people playing. You get inspired. You see some cool stuff, some cool ideas, and you say, hey, I want to get back into the fray. I'm going to go climb the ladder. And you get back into it, and you keep going. That's it. Don't burn yourself out. Don't think you have to really push to just keep going. There are going to be some months that are worse than others, some stretches that are worse than others, and you just kind of have to roll with them. And if you're that chill that you can deal with that, more power to you. But me and a lot of folks like me, you just, I wouldn't say you care too much, because I don't want to indicate or imply that people who don't get burned out don't care. But I think there are a lot of people that can just kind of handle the ups and downs a little bit easier, or at least that's the way they come across to me. Who knows how true that is? Perhaps they're grinding their teeth in the darkness and shaking their fists. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you again to those who have demonstrated their prowess and who have taken some shots, given some shots. What's the line? What's the line that I usually say here? What is it again? I cannot remember. Something about playing. Thank you for... No, that's not it. Until next time. Keep playing.